So you're trying to figure out that Cancer crush of yours, huh? Yeah, trying to understand their heart can feel like trying to open a beautiful secret treasure chest. Well, this week, from January 8th to the 14th, we're going to give you the key. We're going to gently peek inside that shell and see what's really going on in their emotional world. Let's get into it.
This is the big one, isn't it? The question that's probably been on your mind. Cancers can be so hard to read, but lucky for us, the energy this week gives us some major clues. We are going to totally decode their feelings, so you know exactly what's happening behind that calm, cool surface.
But first things first, before we can get into the specifics of this week, we've got to lay down some groundwork. We need to understand the fundamental way a Cancer's heart works when it comes to love.
This right here, this slide is basically the whole puzzle of the Cancer soul in a nutshell. They love so deeply, and they get attached way faster than you'd think. But, and this is a big but, they hide it, because what they crave more than anything is emotional security. So don't look for huge, dramatic declarations of love. Instead, you've got to learn to see their love in all the small, quiet, caring things they do. That's the key.
And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. It's the perfect way to think about them. What you might see on the surface are these really calm, gentle waves, but underneath all that, there's an entire ocean of incredibly deep emotion. Just keep that picture in your head as we go through the week.
All right, so with that in mind, let's pull out our map for this week. Think of this as your guide to their emotional tides, all the way from Monday to Sunday.
So here's the big picture of what their heart is going to go through. It's like a mini story, really. It starts off all inward, with some quiet reflection. Then it builds up towards wanting to communicate, but then, right after, there's this little pause, a little anxiety check. And after that, it flows right back into romance and warm bonding. It's a whole journey.
Okay, now for the good stuff. Let's break it down day by day. This is where we'll navigate all those shifting moods, so you know what each phase actually means for you.
The week kicks off on a really quiet, inward-looking note. On Monday, your Cancer crush is probably in their shell, but here's the thing. They're thinking about you. They might be scrolling through your old messages, looking at your profile, just reflecting. So don't necessarily expect a text, but you should know you are definitely on their mind. Then Tuesday rolls around and the whole energy just shifts. All that reflection starts to blossom into this new, hopeful spark. This is your moment. A simple, light, no-pressure message from you will land so well today. Seriously, it'll be very warmly received. By Wednesday, that little spark we saw yesterday, it's deepening into something much softer, way more nostalgic. This is a super heart-centered day for them. They're probably thinking about moments you've shared, and to put it simply, they are missing you. Silently, but deeply. And you know what happens when they start missing you like that? By Thursday, they're gonna want to talk. But a Cancer isn't just gonna come out and say, "Hey, I miss you." No way. They're gonna test the waters first. Maybe they'll react to one of your stories, or send a funny meme. Just a little something to open the door without feeling too exposed. Okay, listen up, because Friday is super important to get right. After putting themselves out there just a little, that need for security is gonna kick in hard. They might start overthinking, getting a little anxious. If they suddenly go quiet or their replies get slow, do not panic. And whatever you do, don't push them. They're just doing a little internal safety check. The best thing you can do is give them some space. But just when you think they've pulled back for good, Saturday arrives and that energy comes roaring back. The anxiety is gone, and in its place is this fun, flirty, romantic mood. You'll notice their messages have a much sweeter tone, and they'll be way more expressive. This is an absolutely perfect day to reconnect and ride that amazing wave of good energy.
And the week wraps up on Sunday with this incredibly strong, loving vibration. All those feelings from earlier in the week are just blooming. They are genuinely craving a real emotional closeness with you. This is the prime time for a gentle, heartfelt conversation where you can both feel totally safe and connected.
Okay, so you have all this intel. What do you actually do with it? How do you use this knowledge to really connect with them? Let's get into your game plan.
Think of these as your 4 golden rules for this week. First, you have to talk softly, emotionally. This is not the time for logic or debate. Second, ask about their feelings, not their thoughts, but do it indirectly. Third, show you care with little gestures. And finally, this is a big one, avoid sarcasm or any kind of harsh reply. To their sensitive heart, that can feel like a real attack.
Here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. See how it isn't demanding at all? It's soft, it literally uses the word heart, and it shows you're thinking about their emotional well-being. A message like this speaks their language fluently.
Or how about this one? Again, it's so gentle. It lets them know they were on your mind, and it shows you care, all without asking for a single thing in return. This is exactly the kind of reassurance that makes a Cancer feel safe enough to actually open up to you.
And you know what? To make this crystal clear, we've even got a connection cheat sheet for you, just to spell out the absolute best times to reach out.
This table just breaks it all down so you can see the whole week at a glance. You can clearly see that interest building from Tuesday to Thursday, then that really important dip on Friday when they're overthinking, and then, bam, that very high chance for romance over the weekend. And if you're a visual person, this chart makes it even simpler. You can see the midweek build, that little Friday dip, and then that huge surge over the weekend. The message here is loud and clear. That weekend is your golden opportunity for a meaningful move.
All right, so let's wrap this all up. What are the main things you need to remember? Number 1, your crush is feeling a real emotional pull towards you this week. 2, your best days to connect are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and especially Saturday and Sunday. 3, be patient on Friday. If they're quiet, they're just in their head. And finally, always remember, a soft, caring approach is your master key to their heart.
And that brings us right back to where we started, with this beautiful idea. Never ever mistake their calm surface for a lack of feeling, because beneath those gentle waves lies an entire ocean of emotion. And this week, that ocean is pulling very strongly in your direction.
So, you've got the map, you understand the currents of their heart this week. The only question left is, are you ready to dive into that beautiful, deep water?